welcome back to my channel, you guys. My name is Gabriel, but you can call me the Moon Minister as well. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Pisces lunar eclipse full moon, you guys. This is exciting energy to talk about. This is our third eclipse this year. We're going to have another one come after this one. We're going to have a solar eclipse after this lunar eclipse. But for now, I'm going to get into the lunar eclipse that's coming up in Pisces, and it's going to be at the 15th degree, you guys. So on September the 7th, we will have a full total lunar eclipse in Pisces at 15 degrees. This will be happening around 2:12 p.m. to 6:12 p.m. This is when the lunar eclipse full moon will be mostly active. So if you are working with this energy, I would recommend from 2:12 p.m. to 6 p.m. to like really work with this energy as far as rituals and meditations or whatever practices that you do. Me personally, my opinions, my recommendations when it comes to working with this type of energy, you know, we are not under the same type of restraints or world that people lived in thousands of years ago, where they hid during the times of the lunar and during the times of eclipse. Like, we are more able to understand eclipse, how they're affecting us. We're able to understand what type of eclipse it is. We're able to get a grasp of the energy and understand, like, okay, this is already going to be affecting me, or okay, I can work with this energy because this is going to activate certain parts of me. Like, we're more evolved. So don't be afraid to work with this energy. Although this is chaotic energy, don't be afraid to work with this energy if you are a master of the chaos, you know? So with that being said, let's get into everything. So the lunar eclipse is when the moon, the earth, and the sun are all in alignment. And while the moon is at its fullest phase, this is like a full moon that is just completely magnetized, that is super strong, super potent. This alignment between the moon, earth, and sun, definitely, since we are made up of these celestial bodies, will definitely be affecting life changes, big transformation, huge emotions tied, because our emotions, our bodies, our water that's in us is tied to this moon. We're definitely, all of us are going to be shifted by this, especially those who will have this transit going over their sky, their personal sky. Now, this lunar eclipse is at the 15th degree. The 15th degree is a Gemini degree, and it's a Gemini degree of communication and thinking, curiosity, innocence. When you put 1 and 5 together, you get 6. So it has these themes when it comes to like health and healing as well. Thinking about healing, thinking about health, taking those initiatives when it comes to service and curiosity, sacred duty, and those type of things all intertwined into one. And that is very in alignment with this lunar eclipse full moon, with it being in Pisces, the last zodiac sign, the one that gets the full grasp of everything, the ancient, the old, the understanding. So during this eclipse, we could definitely be seeing experiences in hospitals, hospital-like settings, hospital-like institutions, like crazy homes, especially people with who are suffering from illusions. Definitely a time where we could be experiencing things in clinics or alone, places where you're normally isolated, experiences where we are having endings, so someone passing away, or just endings, period, beginnings as well, but endings that tie into new beginnings. Near death experiences, not for all, but for some. We could definitely be seeing stuff, talking about stuff like that in our news, or seeing big talks on people in the media who are talking about these type of things, near death experiences, things that have to do with past lives. Now, I know not everybody believes in past lives, and not everybody has a past life. Some of us are new to this, but some of us do have past lives or have other realms or otherworldly, think these type of things. And this energy definitely can govern that, especially past life things that have plagued us, past like karmic things that have passed us, ending those type of karmic illusions or karmic things that kept us stuck, isolated, depressed, trapped in some type of way. This energy can rule prisons as well, being in a physical prison or being mentally trapped. Any job that deals with isolations or hospitals, like farming, you're isolated when you're doing farming, or maybe in a hospital you're working, in the nursing field, you're working in a hospital, you're working in clinics. Could definitely be a time where people are having like super transformative, enlightening messages come to them while meditating. This is perfect time to be meditating, to be seeking higher self, your spirit, understanding things of spirit. Pisces rules mysticism and spirit and other lives, other realms. And this could be in a spiritual and a physical. So like maybe you're going internationally, you're moving internationally in the physical, but in the spiritual, it's other realms, other worlds, that type of theme. So this type of energy could definitely rules like immigration, immigrants having to move, and like big body type of moves, like where you're moving over an ocean. And this energy does rules like oceans and waters, tsunamis, anything that deals with the water element. Pisces rule the subconscious minds. We could definitely be having subconscious things come up. Themes around our dreams. Our dreams are our subconscious reflecting images at night of some things that we may want just have on our mind or up on our subconscious. So people could definitely be having weird or transformative type dreams, or dreams that show them their destiny, something that they're fated to do. Emotional type of dreams that make us cry. This is definitely a time where people could be crying and just karmically releasing, letting go of things, completing things, having completions in our lives when it comes to especially karmic releases, and just overall being done, ending something, especially ending illusions, things that could have been hidden from us, ending things like addictions, depression, isolation, self-doubt, victim mentality. This energy can definitely rule vulnerability and being vulnerable yourself, being so tough and strong, and you're letting your walls down and you're being more vulnerable. This energy could definitely make us more sensitive. You could just say something, someone just start crying or feeling emotional or just go off, especially getting emotional in a way that changes their life, especially reacting off of emotions too that change your life. So like maybe someone was cheating on you. That's an illusion. You have this illusion around this relationship that you have with someone you're deeply karmic tied to, and things that are hidden from you are being revealed, and you have more clarity because this energy definitely rules clarity, and you're seeing things more clarity, and it makes you react in a certain type of way that could change your life. Maybe you get a divorce and it's for the better, and now you're single and you're yourself. Or you could be reacting in a way that could send you to prison. So you just be mindful of this energy. It'll all depend on your astrological makeup of how this plays out for you. But that type of energy is in the air. Other themes that could be playing out are themes of just intuitiveness, like having intuitive instincts come to you, visions, clarity, being able to see things more clear, whether you obtain new glasses or this is a season where you get the bigger picture now. Definitely themes of seeing things on screen, like entertainment, or on our television screen, those type of themes, illusions around that as well, because this energy can rule themes of being of lying, of not telling the full truths. This could be the energy of healing as well, and healers, and the rise of more healers. More people understanding their sacred duty, especially with this moon being tied to the sun that will be in Virgo. In our sacred service, sacred duty, sacred things when it comes to healing and healthcare workers, healthcare providers, different themes around that. I seen something that was like in Africa where some locals had kicked out some villagers out of a hospital, and it just sparked up this huge debate and conversation in African news settings. So I had seen something like that, and we could definitely be seeing themes like that because we're already seeing things like that in America. I'm definitely now seeing things like that in other countries, especially with this energy having ties to its ancient ruler Jupiter, which rules things like expansion and travel, different countries and those type of things. Its modern ruler is Neptune, but the ancient ruler is Jupiter. I go a little by both, really, honestly, myself, but it has ties to those type of themes where we are seeing themes of our healthcare system, talking about these type of things, trying to make this better, trying to make this more faded. It could definitely be, especially in hospital settings, meetings where people are getting together and talking about, okay, what can we do to make our people feel more comfortable, more vulnerable with us, more coming back to us in a way, or having realizations around that. Because I know there's been a rise in people having their babies at home, especially since Jupiter has entered in Cancer, when it comes to home and having the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to do these type of things, having the support as well. And we could definitely be seeing themes where people in the hospital, I've already been seeing nurses get fired for doing the craziest things, and people speaking out about it, saying like, you know, we should have healthcare providers who actually are real healers, who are meant to do this type of work, this sacred type of work. Hospitals are sacred portals of endings and beginnings. So this energy is going to govern. We could definitely be seeing talks and themes of this during this time, or in our news and our media. This lunar eclipse moon will conjunct an asteroid known as Ego. I'm always looking into asteroids. I don't always speak on them, but I'm always looking into asteroids. I feel like asteroids give that extra little sprinkle of understanding what's going on in the sky. This asteroid will be conjuncting the lunar eclipse moon exactly at Pisces 15 degrees. There'll be other conjunctions when it comes to the lunar eclipse, but this one is like smack dab right on it, on Pisces 15 degrees. And Ego in ancient mythology was a goddess. She was a goddess that was known for thriving, for especially like healing and being able to heal someone and someone thriving from it. Her name governs things of light and radiance and being motivated. She governs things like health and being able to, just with her essence, heal someone and revive not only a person, but a village, a community. This energy, especially those who work with this deity, will definitely be, you know, impacted and feeling the vibe of healing and goddess-like feminine energy when it comes to healing and nurturing not just one person, but a multitude of others. Clarity for others in a way to where we can thrive. During this lunar eclipse, we will have a trine going on between Neptune conjunct Saturn. Neptune will be in Aries at 1 degree and Saturn will be in Pisces 29 degrees. So, and Neptune is Pisces modern day ruler. So this trine will give more power, more push, more of a positive aspect to this lunar eclipse, since Neptune is empowered, is bringing things from our dream world into a reality, a more structured way, even if it's like chaotic, or putting us in action to do so, to bring things into reality, especially with it being at the 1 degree, which is the Aries degree. And this conjunction will be trining Pluto and Aquarius at 1 degrees and Uranus and Gemini at 1 degree. So this is big action, transformation, change, news around these type of things that get us going, get us activated, enlighten us, spark unexpected awakening type of energy. Spiritual awakenings definitely happening during this time. A lot of isolated type of awakenings happening for others when they are alone, when they are thinking, when they are learning something, when they are expanding their minds. Liberation and news around being liberated, being mentally liberated, subconsciously liberated, being motivated and having the willpower, the goals, the mindset in order to win, in order to change, in order to get things done. This lunar eclipse will also be opposing Mercury in Leo at 10 degrees. The 10th degree is a Capricorn degree of stability. So this could definitely bring challenges around challenges around actions being taken in order to create structure or bring something into reality. Some people will feel pushed into this energy, and some people will be running into this type of energy, especially after receiving certain type of news or certain conversations or thinking of some type of thing. Since this will be opposing the moon, this will definitely be hitting us in the mindset or in our conversations, social media, and our news, in order causing us to act, to play something out in order to achieve this destined or fated type of energy that is playing out. Don't fret though, because Mercury will be trining Jupiter in Cancer at 19 degrees. 19 degrees is a Libra degrees of contracts, others, courts, legal things, females, relationships. We could definitely be seeing themes of like loves, courtingships, weddings, proposals, taking our love to the next level, expanding upon the things our love, our homes, having the news to be able to do these type of things. Being, especially like if you made like, if you were in a past, if you made a contract to poverty or to wealth, or you know, abundance is your birthright, you could definitely be signing that contract mentally or fulfilling some type of sacred duty, and now you are locked in a nonverbal contract when it comes to abundance or whatever is destined to play out for you. Those type of things, energy could be locked in. Themes of being of courts, those and that type of situations being played out. I remember in my last video I had spoke on Cardi B. Something could be playing out for her because she has a placement that's at Libra 0 degrees, and even now we see her in the courtrooms, a whole lot of her going viral for her being in court, and we'll definitely be seeing, I'm not sure if she has anything at the 15th degree, but this will definitely be a continuation where we see things play out when it comes after that. In our personal lives, we can be seeing themes of like luck and opportunity, expansion, knowledge, learning something going viral. If you have a sacred or contract to love a person in this lifetime, you can see that being fulfilled and to play out, whether that's, you know, a child or, you know, a partner or a friendship, those type of things either ending or beginning to play out. On this day, the lunar eclipse moon will conjunct the North Node in Pisces at 18 degrees, and this will bring fated and destined things. We could definitely be seeing unbelievable, like, oh my gosh, shocking, amazing, blessed type of miracles play out during this time. This is especially when the lunar eclipse hits the North Node. We will be seeing miracles play out in our world around us or in our life, or whatever house you will have this conjunction in. Overall, this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon is here to bring fated karmic blessings or endings to us that help us understand if we are in alignment with our sacred duty, or if we are in alignment with something that is draining us, that is just feels like servitude. You know, we will have clarity on what our sacred path is in this lifetime. Now that we've gone over this energy, let's get into who's going to be most affected. And that's definitely going to be our Pisces placements, our Virgos, our Sagittarius, and our Gemini placements. Now, if you have these placements, you will be mostly affected, but especially if you have these placements between 12 to 18 degrees, you will be most affected in this moon. If you have Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Gemini at 15 degrees or between 12 to 18 degrees, especially 18 degrees as well, this new moon is about you. Now, another set of zodiac signs that will be affected by this energy as well are going to be our Cancers and our Scorpios, specifically between 12 to 18 degrees. So if you have any placements, like for instance, I have my sun at 14 degrees, and my sun will definitely be activated during the time of this. It will definitely be making an aspect to this lunar eclipse. If you have any water signs like Cancer or Scorpio between 12 to 18 degrees, that will be heavily impacted by this full moon. And also, if you have any placement at the 15 degrees, so say like you're a Capricorn 15 degree placement, that placement will be affected simply because it's at the 15th degree. It'll be activated during this time. You'll be feeling it out in that whatever your rising sign, as well as within that placement too. So before I get into the horoscopes, I want to explain that I am a Western tropical astrologer, and that is the astrology that I specialize in. So my general readings are going to be tailored to that. I give out a general reading that you can apply to both your rising sun as well as your moon sign. I give it out general instead of like going off of like what's going on in the chart, because with this being a general read, not everybody will have certain things in a certain house. Like I know I'm an Aquarius rising, but I don't have Pluto in the first house, which Pluto is in Aquarius right now. I don't have that in the first. I have it in my 12th house. Who's a certain type of rising will be having certain experiences. So I give a general reading so that you can apply it to your rising sign, which will be you and how things are playing out for you. Your sun sign will be how things are playing out publicly or for your father or in your career, and your moon sign will be how things are playing out in your inner world, in your family, in your home, for your mother as well. I would recommend listening out for your rising and your moon sign, but also your sun sign if you have a strong connection with your sun sign as well. So with that being said, especially if the sun sign has any of these degrees that are going to be affected. So with that being said, let's get into your guys' horoscopes. Starting with Aries. Aries, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 12th house. So Aries, you guys can be experiencing endings, releases, blessings, especially those type of things that feel super emotional. This would be a time where you're crying to release something out, where you're feeling vulnerable. You could be sharing vulnerable things during this time. You could definitely be alone, isolated, feeling depressed, or you could be in a mode where you're healing, you're meditating, you are by yourself. Watch out for being instituted or for being in institutions like hospitals or prisons. You could also just be going to a clinic or going somewhere like to heal, especially like a healing retreat or just somewhere where you could heal. Having a private moment or things being revealed that were hidden from you, where you can gain more clarity during this time. You could definitely be having endings and blessings. Miracles play out for you during this time, or seeing miracles play out in others' lives. You have things playing out in your subconscious mind, subconscious patterns that you just keep doing over and over again, finally be released and let go so that you can begin something new in your life. Or you could be playing out a karmic pattern again during this time, and this time it's faded and it changes things. You could be having a spiritual experience during this time, even a near-death experience, not speaking that on anybody, but that could be possible. During this time, you could be seeing these type of things, learning from other near-death experiences, stories. During this time, you can be having an alignment moment as well with the 12th house being ruled by Pisces, just feeling aligned with a miracle or something that has happened. You could definitely be having spiritual experiences that feel like otherworldly, experiences with immigrants, within the oceans, on boats, with water, with healers. You could be the one stepping into healer roles. You could be healing someone, taking someone to a hospital, taking someone to a clinic, being alone with someone, sharing private things with someone else. You could be having dreams that reveal something faded, karmic, or something beautiful, a blessing. You could be having spirits come to you within dreams or within meditation. It's a perfect time to meditate, to get a hypnosis, past life regression done, or get a hypnosis done from a professional hypnosis. Maybe you don't need to learn something from a past life. Maybe that's not something for you, but maybe you need to connect with your spirit and they can help you do that. Help your spirit speak to you and understand it on a different, deeper level. Maybe you have a dream journaling during this time and you're writing out to understand what's going on in your subconscious mind, and maybe you use ChatGPT or something else, some type of app, in order to, or a person as well, in order to understand what your subconscious mind is trying to tell you, or what's reflecting what's going on with you. This is definitely a time to go inward spiritually to understand. You'll be definitely having spiritual awakenings during this time, being led by spirit. This could definitely be one of those times where, like, you know, you're being saved or some type of miracle thing happens, or you're able to be vulnerable in a beautiful, malefic way. This could be a time where you are seeing something play out for mystics, or you are becoming the mystic. Illusions could be fading out and you're seeing things clearly now. Overall, Aries, this Pisces lunar eclipse is here for you to gain the clarity that you need in order to allow more blessings to flow into your life. Taurus, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 11th house. So Taurus, you could be experiencing having a spiritual awakening during this time. Or if you've already been awakened, you could just be having a spiritual revelation, understanding spirit in a whole different type of way. You could be discovering something new that is spiritual, that is otherworldly, that is from a near-death experience, that is of an ending, discovering something, and now it brings endings, karmic endings and releases. You could be investigating something because the 11th house rules things of like research, investigation, and science and digging deep, those type of things. So maybe you find out something astrologically that's going on, and now you've discovered it and you're able to work with that energy more effectively now that you've discovered it, and you're able to test and work things out differently, or achieve things when it comes to your goals. You could definitely be having like a miracle happen around your goals. You could be setting new goals during this time, having a completion when it comes to a goal, like you've reached it. Something that's played out like that, it's always been a dream of yours to go to college or to study a certain type of thing, and now you're doing that. This will be a time where fated things happen when it comes to friendships and groups and followers. So maybe your friends that have been following you in some type of way, you know, they release, they end, or they have some type of completion. Or maybe you and your friend take a relationship to the next level, or you and your friend build some type of beautiful partnership that is like miracle, or you and your friend are able to be vulnerable or have an emotional moment that was necessary to play out for you guys. This could be happening with groups while you are networking. Maybe you have a fated moment where you network with someone and they help you release some type of deal or acquire something, some type of achievement. This would be a time where you are having shocks and revelations. Unexpected things happen. Unexpected miracles play out. Unexpected blessings. Unexpected vulnerability. Unexpected endings. Unexpected depression or sadness. This could be a time where you are rebelling and you're standing up for yourself. You're taking some type of action when it comes to for advocating. You could be advocating for yourself, especially if you've been like vulnerable in certain things, and this time you're standing up for yourself, stepping out of victim mentality of, oh, why does this always happen to me, and standing up and taking charge and fighting for what's right, fighting for yourself, fighting for others, fighting for friends, fighting for the underdog. You could be the underdog rising during this time thanks to some blessing, some miracle. Inspiring others. You could be inspired, or you're inspiring others. Maybe your story of being the underdog inspires another person to rise, to shift into something that is spiritual, to take their own power back. It enlightens them. This could be a time of independence as well, where you are alone, doing something alone, and you gain an independence from something you did alone. Or maybe you went through some type of healing phase alone. You did it alone, and now you can stand back and say, you know what, I did that alone and I did it great, or I just did it period, and I'm so much more stronger and I have my power back now. Weird things could be playing out, especially weird things during an eclipse. Illusions, weird things around illusions, around lies, around things that were hidden are playing out, and now you're able to see these type of things clear, and you're able to investigate it or see it with a different mindset, or see it with your third eye. Revelations happen in the medical field, with especially with like things like biology, astrology, the G's at the end, those type of things, having discoveries in those type of fields and revelations there. Especially scientists, especially Taurus scientists rising, could be coming out with certain type of revelations, or you could be the one, you know, revealing something or understanding something, seeing these type of things that, you know, just needed to be revealed, to come to the light for you to have more clarity on, and to move forward, or to restructure your goals or your achievements around this new thing that you have newfound clarity on. Overall, Tauruses, this lunar eclipse full moon is here to spiritually enlighten you. Geminis, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 10th house. So, Geminis, you can be experiencing themes around authoritative figures. Maybe some blessing plays out and you get to be the person of authority. You get to be the new boss. You get to be promoted. People of others are seeing you differently. You have a new status. You're seen differently when it comes to like publicly. Especially if you were like vulnerable about something, and then now others in the public are seeing you different. The 10th house rule things like your public or announcements. Maybe you make a vulnerable announcement during this time for others, and they see you differently during this time because they see you as blessed, or someone who's shared their testimony, or someone who's overcome, or they see you as someone who's depressed or isolated, or someone who's more vulnerable, more sensitive, who needs more help. This could be a time where authoritative figures are reaching out to help you, to support you, to give you structure. This will be a time where you are restructuring things, ending things when it comes to like structures and releases. Like maybe you end something that you're building, or you end something with the boss, or you end something that you were trying to achieve. This could also be a time where like things could be happening for your father or father figures, endings around there. If you are a dad, you could be having endings play out in your life, endings that happen in your father's life, like maybe, and I'm not speaking of anybody's passing away, but that could happen. Or maybe they end some type of relationship, or they end some type of karmic pattern that has been plaguing them, and you get to see that father figure live a whole new life of clarity now that they release from illusions or things that have karmically played them from generation and generation, have just been on them. Now they can be a newfound clear self, and you are seeing that. You could be the person seeing something play out publicly as well. This could be a time where you are building something, ending something that you've built. Maybe you've, built, you could have been building something physical, like a coop or something, a chicken coop. I have chickens, that's why I say that. A chicken coop, or you could be building something emotionally, like building up the confidence, or building up the status or the belief, or restructuring your life. And now you've actually done it, and you can bask in that. This could be a time where you could be experiencing restrictions and feeling stuck due to restrictions or delays. The 10th house can be delaying you or restricting you, not denying you, but delaying or restricting certain type of things. Or it could be empowering you, restructuring you, helping you take charge. This could be a time where you are called to come out of being vulnerable or sensitive and be more stronger. A time where you could be building a healing business or seeing new heights, new faded things play out in your healing type of business, or any type of business that you have that you've put your all and yourself in, or that you are working on alone or yourself, or some type of business that you had a dream to do. Maybe you had a dream to do some type of business and you're actually taking the initiative to see that business be built, to do the groundwork in order to see it, root and be known as that, have that status. This could definitely be a time where some type of miracle plays out and it changes your status. So like maybe you're married now, or you're a wealthy person now, and that is your new status. You could have endings around your structure. So like maybe your schedule, the things that you were normally, used to doing, grew up doing, or just traditionally done, are being changed now thanks to this eclipse. People could be in your business more. You could be becoming a public person out there for others to see off of this eclipse. Overall, Geminis, this eclipse is here to restructure how you see things in life and bring you more clarity so you can stand on business. Cancers, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse in your 9th house. So Cancers, you could definitely be having big spiritual moments play out, blessings, lucky opportunities that play out, expanding on your knowledge, upon your mindset, expanding spiritually, expanding on the things that you've completed. So maybe like you completed some college or some type of training. Now you're able to expand on your career, on what you want to do in life. You could be learning something new and now you're able to expand upon that. You could be learning things spiritually that are other realm, vulnerable, sensitive information, things that were hidden to you come to light, and now you learn it and you have more clarity around it. And this could definitely be a time where you're having a spiritual awakening, or you're being spiritually led. The 9th house rules things of both the spiritual and religious. So this could definitely be a time where people are spiritual influencers are going towards religion, or religious influencers are letting people know like, hey, I'm spiritual. Like this type of thing could be playing out where you see those type of people, or maybe you're that type of person, you're expressing that to others, you're broadcasting that. The 9th house rules things that we broadcast, that we travel. You could be having things play out when it comes to immigration, traveling over big ocean bodies, traveling on a cruise, on a ship, planning these type of things. A miracle around vacationing, around traveling, around foreigners, around learning new languages as well with this energy that are faded and karmic. Maybe because you have a partner that's, of a different country, you learn a new language, or maybe to have a business or expand or move to a different country, you learn a new language. That type of thing could be playing out. You could definitely be coming into opportunities to travel, to expand, to get on podcasts, to broadcast your message, to publish something, to post something, and it gets seen by others, or it goes viral. You could be going viral during this time, having a faded karmic moment where you're going viral, Cancers. Definitely during this time, especially around healing things, around being vulnerable, around endings and completions, testimonies that are playing out. Your testimony could be going viral during this time. You could be stepping into the role of a spiritual guru, a spiritual leader, even a minister, a pastor, those type of things. Being around these type of people, enlightening these type of people, having conversations or clarity when it comes to these type of people, explaining or bringing more clarity to those type of people, healing those type of people, healing with those type of people. You could be healing your mindset, healing in certain type of ways, going to college to learn something, especially if it's around like healing institutions, isolations, the mind, things around endings that are Piscean, or just going to college period, ending something and now it's time to, learn something new. Things could be changing around your philosophy. Maybe you believed in certain type of thing, but now you don't. You could be like the type of spiritual person where, like, I know there are spiritual people who genuinely believe that when you step outside of your race, you are messing up your bloodline, not understanding that as a spiritual, cosmic, full body of beings, we are all one. We are all still serve the same creator. Even if we're not serving it, we're still a part of it. We're still in this consciousness, so we're still serving it, being the experience. So a lot of people are separating themselves from others when it can become aware to the reality that that everything is a reflection of who they are, and we're not truly as separated as we think that we are, and we're not truly messing up anything but evolving certain type of things, understanding, having new experiences, and expressing certain type of things. Now, if you're a type of person that got triggered by what I said because you don't date outside your race, that's okay. The ninth house is about learning and hearing what others' philosophies have to, just being open to those type of things, expressing. The ninth house is also could be about interracial relationships, and you, especially with Cancers, and especially with Cancers having Jupiter in Cancer during this time. So there's big expansion when it comes to Cancers. You could be meeting a partner that is of a different race, of a different nationality, of a different culture than you, but y'all could be the same race, just different cultures, different countries in the same race, certain type of things. Those fated things playing out, and you form a strong connection or relationship with this person. Fated things could be happening at weddings, at school settings, around philosophers, while watching a podcast, a documentary. Especially Cancers, this could definitely, especially with you, like I said, you guys having, especially with Jupiter being in Cancer during this time, this could be the time where if you haven't been feeling that big moment effects, expansion, luck, or opportunity that's destined for the Cancers, to experience during this year that Jupiter will be in Cancer. This could be a time where you are experiencing the expansion during this time, and fatedly it's playing out in your life. Overall, Cancers, this lunar eclipse is here to align you with luck and new opportunities. Leos, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces new moon, this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 8th house. So Leos, you guys could definitely be experiencing fated transformations happen during this time. Fated cutoffs and endings, completions, cutting someone off, cutting someone out of your life, cutting a feeling or a way of being or a style of doing something, especially if it's like a karmic type of thing. So maybe you're a Leo that's going through something with another partner or relationship, and you always find that, and this could be like someone you're dating or your child, and you guys always get into the same argument about the same thing, always just karmically playing out this same cycle over and over again. This could be a time where you decide, you know what, I'm going to take my power back. I am not even going to engage with this person on whatever it is that we've been going back and forth, has just been plaguing us, just been karmically playing out, and you just decide to release, to end, to let go, to not even attract that type of energy, not entertain it, and you take a whole new route. Something fated happens when you take a new route. This will be a time where if you do give into those karmic patterns that keep plaguing you, you could see violence play out. You could see endings that result in death play out, that resolve in violence and hurt and trauma, being traumatized by someone. If someone has traumatized you in the past, you could be releasing something and healing from the trauma that they had plagued upon you, and releasing any karmic patterns so that you don't have to carry that into the next relationship or with another person. This could be a time where you're breaking up with someone, or exes, or fated things happen around exes. Fated things could be happening around taxes and wills, and especially others' resources. So others' resources can look like maybe you have an allowance from a partner that you are dating, or a sugar daddy, or maybe you get money in lucrative ways. So maybe you are a person that puts out certain type of things for the world to see, maybe pictures or videos, and they pay you for that. You put out certain type of things, and people, you know, exchange, give you their resources for that. Benefits as well from the government can look like others' resources, like getting an allowance from the government, getting a check, your refund check from like school and those type of things. That could be seen as others' resources, from scholarships, from grants, sudden wealth, big loans and payouts, loans as well. You could be receiving a loan or paying off a loan, paying off a debt. Karmic debt, especially, this energy rules karmic debt. So like you could be releasing karmic debt and starting a new life with clarity, a new beginning, new healed beginning. This could be a time where you are releasing subconscious things that could have been playing you, that could be traumatizing you, and you release them. You're able to move differently and transform in life and really rise up. Take back your power. This is definitely a time where if you were in vulnerable situations or victim mentality, you are taking back your power. You're standing in your power. You're standing up for yourself, standing up for others. You could be helping others take back their power as well. Certain things could be happening around power, like maybe some water knocks out some power and you have to go without power because of water. Those type of things could also be playing. Not speaking that upon you, but these themes could be playing out in your life for you to understand, for you to grow stronger, for you to realize something about yourself, to transform you into a more person who is more independent as well. This could also be a time where like you achieve some type of sudden wealth based off of a miracle that has played out. So maybe something with like courts or some type of lucky opportunity, or betting on yourself in some type of way just pays off, and you're able to invest in yourself, or someone is investing in you, and you achieve sudden wealth, sudden gains that will help you. The 8th house also rules energy of your womb, so you could be manifesting from the womb, bringing something into life when it comes to that type of energy. Healing your womb as well, womb healing meditations, or just aligning with that type of energy with your womb. Yoni type of steams as well, helping cleanse and clear out so that you can bring and manifest more things in, or create more things. Different things play out with others' resources. So maybe like you were the person that gave out the allowance, and now the person that you've given out the allowance to has acquired, you know, their own type of money, so they don't need your support financially like they did, and you are freed up from that. Or you could be the person where you relied on others' resources, and now you don't need to do that anymore. You can stand on your own independently. You have your own power back. Taking back control as well. Control of the situation, control of yourself. You could also be releasing control as well, and just going with the flow with this energy. Overall, Leos, this lunar eclipse full moon is here to release whatever you need to release so that you can have the clarity to transform and live a more powerful life. Virgos, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 7th house, Virgos. You are sister signs with Pisces. You are heavily affected by this energy. You could definitely be having fated karmic things play out when it comes to relationships. Not just someone that you are dating, but someone like in your life, like your child, your friend. If you've had some type of thing that has played out, that has always been going on, like your younger years, or like maybe someone has always doubted you, and you know, you are done being that you're with someone who does doubt you. This be a time where you are done being doubted, you release them. Or this could be a time where like maybe you grew up poor and you're currently raising you are having to raise your children in poverty, and you release those karmic patterns of poverty so that you can raise your child in abundance. Those type of completions around partnerships, around contracts could be playing out for you, whether that's spiritual contracts. So like spiritual contracts are things that you signed up for in your birth chart when you came into this lifetime. Things like that could be playing out. So like if you see that in your birth chart, it's always your birthright, especially if it's making aspects like asteroid abundantia or any type of money asteroids making aspects to this lunar eclipse full moon. You could definitely be seeing that play out for you, where you are releasing themes of like karmic contracts of like poverty. And you're probably thinking, I would never sign a contract of poverty. You are a Virgo, okay? You came here to service, to do the work. You could have done something in another life where like, okay, you have to play out this energy in order to experience, in order to grow, in order to evolve, in order to become a healer, or in order to do the service, the work that you need to do. You have to play out this experience that has been locked into your birth chart. These type of things could be playing out. Karmic relationships. So like if someone was destined to be in your life, especially if you are single, you could be getting into a relationship with someone who is destined to be there for you, who will help you be more vulnerable, who helps gain clarity, someone who releases illusions and is your karmic soulmate, your person. You could definitely be experiencing your person during this time, having clarity in relationships. So maybe if you're in a relationship and it isn't going so well, you could be gaining the clarity that you need to release it, to leave. This is definitely big energy where you could be getting a divorce, breaking up with someone, releasing someone out of your life, releasing others, releasing how you deal with others. So maybe you've always been the type of person where you've been vulnerable, you've always shared certain type of things, and now you're releasing that and you're showing up with others as more strong, as someone who doesn't reveal all things at once, who has a little bit more mystery around them, who creates certain types of illusions, or lying. This could be a time where your partner, lies could be released and you are seeing the clearer, the fuller picture now. Themes around females, like if you've had a female that was lying to you, because the 7th house rules females, feminine energy, themes that you've told yourself around femininity could be releasing, whether you are a man or a woman. If you have not been connected to that divine feminine essence of healing, of joy, you could finally be tapping into that energy. You could be meeting a divine feminine woman, or another divine feminine woman, or you could be becoming that divine feminine woman and they help heal you. This could definitely be a time where you could be seeking out like a spiritual healer, or they could be seeking out you. Be mindful of the fakes, of the people that message you for saying like, oh, spirit told me. Not all the time, or most of the time those people are fakes or quacks, but if you're seeking out these type of things, this is perfect alignment. If you already know someone who does that type of work and you're communicating with them and they send you some type of message, or maybe an older female could be giving you some type of message that helps you heal in some type of way. This is perfect timing to seek out a healer, a hypnotherapist, a astrologer, someone who can awaken you, can help heal you in some type of way, can help you subconsciously connect with your dreams, working with someone who understands and can explain dreams so that you can understand your subconscious on a different level. You could be connecting with your subconscious as well in that type of way by writing out your dreams. This is perfect timing for that. This would be a time where you're meditating in groups with other women. The 7th house rule things of others. It can also rule things of your marketplace as well. So like maybe you do something online. So like you're behind a screen, you're online, like YouTube, and you're reaching others with your message, or through spirituality, that type of things, through illusions, through entertainment and those type of things. And it's able to go viral, to flourish, to expand, and faded things happen around that. Faded things happen while you are with females. If you are a female, you know, overall these things could be playing out for you. You could be taking your relationships to the next level, where like you get married or you become a mother, and new connections play out in your life that are faded, that change your life. Overall, Virgos, this Pisces eclipse is here to connect you with soul people who are here to bring you clarity and miracles. Libras, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 6th house. So Libras, you could be having faded things play out when it comes to your health in healthcare settings, like in a hospital. Something faded plays out that is a blessing in your daily life, or with someone who is in your daily life. Some type of faded blessing, miracle, ending, completion, isolation, depression, vulnerability plays out between someone within your daily life, or while you are going throughout your day-to-day routines. This could definitely be energy where your whole daily routines are changed. Your whole schedule is changed and you have to do things new. Your job can be changed. Like you could be changing jobs, you could be fired, you could be quitting, you could be starting a new job during this time. Faded things could be happening with coworkers as well that could be affecting you, and you're watching that play out. Faded things happen with people in your daily lives, like your mom, your children, your partner, people who are in your day-to-day life. So if you text or see your mom every day, these type of people can be, you know, having faded things play out, and they affect you in some type of way. They affect your routine or how you go about life, your duty, your service. This could be a time where you're servicing someone, you're helping someone, and something happened. This could be a time where you're rescued. You could be rescued during this time. You could be helped. You could be healed. You could be serviced. You could be seeking a service because of something happened or played out. Or you could be the person that gives out services, especially if you are a healer. Themes could be playing out where like maybe you finally get new opportunities to like expand upon healing. So maybe you become a professional healer, you become a nurse, you're able to, you know, expand, go to college to learn things more when it comes to healing, so that you can be a more better healer, a more better person who offers whatever services you offer. You could be learning something to offer better services to others. If it's not healing work, you could definitely be fixing something in your life during this time. Something gets fixed. This is faded energy around fixing something that may have been broken, that wasn't working right. You know, fixing. The 6th house rule things of fixing and doing the work of sacred duty, service, and volunteering. Someone could be helping you out in these type of ways, or you could be helping out another person, and it brings faded themes where like maybe you help out your grandmother and she sees how much you put in and you help the family, and she leaves, you know, all of her stuff and belongings to you. Or things where like you help out a lady across the street and she gives you some money, or you help out another person and they give you some type of advice that you can expand upon. This is definitely a time where like you could be releasing karmic themes around like your duty, around service. So like if you just been working and working and working and working with no rewards, no true abundance, no true satisfaction in life, you could be releasing that notion of, okay, work till you die, you know, or those type of things, and just really being able to do something that you love to do, that you were fated or destined to do, whether you love it or not. You could be helping others, healing others, seeking themes, people to help heal. You could be focusing more upon your health during this time. So maybe you stop smoking and you exercise more, and you are eating better, especially when it comes to your nutrition. You've acquired a new lifestyle where you can eat better and really control what's going into your mouth, into your nutrition, and live a more healthier lifestyle. You could be receiving news around your health that are fated. You know, this is big news where like you are either, you know, are a new healthier self, a new healthier version of yourself, or this is fated news where like you get a diagnosis that impacts your life. Like, for instance, my grandmother, I was just talking to her, and she had told me, my grandma, she's funny, y'all. She's a Gemini, so she shares that air energy. She has said, now my grandma, she's a little cuckoo, y'all. I told you she's a Gemini. I was talking to her, and she said, I've been stabbing people all my life, and now that I'm older, I'm gonna have to stab myself, because I believe she has diabetes now, so she has to prick herself to check her blood pressure. Now I could be saying all this stuff wrong because I don't truly understand the world of diabetes or having to prick yourself. But my grandma, she was definitely a fighter, a person who stands up for herself. So she had to cut a couple people. So she just, you know, karmic things could be playing out like that, where like if you done something, now you are the person that's having to do that to yourself. Those type of karmic service and duty themes in your daily life that you daily been doing, you know, are playing out, or things that you have to do on a daily. So if you had to protect yourself in a certain type of way in the past, in the future, you may have to protect yourself in a similar type of way. This could also be a time where releasing things around service and volunteering, and stop giving so much of yourself, putting in so much work, especially if you are a workaholic, and it's been draining you and draining your health. You are releasing those notions and just really focusing on what's best for you, best for your mental health, your anxiety. 6th house rules things like your mental health and anxiety, and what's going on up here in your mind with Pisces energy into play. Fated karmic things could be playing out for when it comes to your pets. So maybe you get new pets, you release some pets. You can have pets that pass away, or pets that bring some type of endings, beginnings in your life. Beginnings around animals, service animals, becoming a veterinarian, rescuing, healing. Especially I say veterinarian because with the hospitals and the Piscean energy and healing, you could be stepping into that role of helping and healing animal. Or it could be something as simple as, on this day, a cat comes up to you with like a broken paw, and you take in that cat and you help heal and nurse them back to health. Or you rescue a butterfly that's trapped in a net, and you're able to rescue an insect, an animal, or a person, or service a person, that type of way. Overall, Libras, this Pisces lunar eclipse is here to shine light so that you can have more clarity on your sacred duty. Scorpios, you're going to be experiencing this Libra you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 5th house. I love this for you guys. I love eclipses with 5th house. 5th house energy is already a house that rules themes of fun, joy, fertility, projects, risk, and stuff like that. You could be fertile for creating a project, creating something, creating a baby, creating something new in life. Scorpios, you could be taking risks, betting up on yourself and it works out. You could be gambling at a casino or playing the lotto and you win. Be mindful that your chart will reveal if you are a lottery winner. You will have certain aspects, and you can look up aspects of a lottery winner and you'll get a whole sheet of aspects. The more aspects that you have, or placements, aspects and placements as well. Look up placements of a lottery winner. More placements and aspects that you have, and aspects are like transits. So maybe like your Venus and your Jupiter are make a conjunction or make a trine, or they make a sextile to each other. This is big. You're going to win the lottery energy. Or Uranus and Jupiter, or certain, you'll be able to look up these type of aspects and be able to say like, okay, I got this many number of aspects, I can have a big win. Or I got 1 or 2 aspects, I can still at least win, even if it's not a huge win. So you could definitely be winning something during this time, completing something when it comes to win, when it comes to competition. So maybe you were in a sport, or you were training for something, coaching, and you're coming to an ending, maybe because you won, or that season is coming to an end. This is big energy when it comes to like karmic things playing out, when it comes around sports, around competition with another, around coaching, teaching as well. Something where you are mentoring a child or someone who is younger, or someone who is vulnerable. This could be a time where you become pregnant. You have fated things around becoming a new parent, and this, starts up a new karmic continuation, or a new karmic experience to play out in your life, where you and this child are building something together, or healing something, or they could be someone from a past life coming into this lifetime for you guys to play out some type of thing. Now, mind you, not everybody has past lives. Some of us are experiencing this for the first time, but reincarnation is real, and this could definitely, especially with this Pisces energy, could be a time where like you were a parent in another lifetime, and now you're about to become a parent in this lifetime to the same child, and you're about to play out some type of theme where like maybe if you were an abusive parent, not putting that on no one, in a last lifetime, maybe in this time you came back to heal that child, to be more vulnerable, let that child be more vulnerable, let them be more mystic, more, those type of things could be playing out. Or maybe if that child was hurt from another person, you could be coming into this life as they could be coming into this life to receive some type of healing, some type of knowledge from you. This could also be a time where you are working on projects, creating things with others, having romantic things play out. So like flirting more, dating more, you have a new romantic partner. You could be having releases and endings around romantic partners, especially if they've been lying, they've been cheating, they've been hiding things. You could have newfound clarity that you have around your relationship with a romantic partner. You could be having fated things happen around entertainers as well. 5th house rules things of entertainers, entertainment. These type of people give you an opportunity or change your life in some type of way. Maybe you become an entertainer, especially if you've been pursuing those type of careers and you're able to change your life in some type of way. A big win could be changing your life in some type of way. Children can be changing your life in some type of way if they are already existing. Maybe you have an adult children and they become parents themselves, making you a grandparent, or your children, maybe they're not adults, they're kids, and they do something that is life-changing, that helps liberate, bring some unexpected, shocking, fated news to your family. and it's able to just change the way you guys move, change the way you guys are able to enjoy more things or create more in the house. I know some people create content with their kids. This is huge fifth house and eclipse energy, where like you and your kid put out a video and it goes viral and more people want to see more of you guys, and now you and your child form a business together where you are, you know, creating content together and you're having fun and joy. But this is also you guys betting on yourself. This is also a business. This is also entrepreneurship as well. And you could be teaching these type of things, having the opportunities to teach your child how to become an entrepreneurship through the videos that you guys are creating and producing and putting out. This type of energy is huge for something like that to be playing out for some Scorpio risings, where they're either doing this with their child or they're doing this on their own based off of some type of creative endeavor that they are embarking on. And creative endeavors could definitely just be paying off. It could be bringing miracles and blessings to you, especially fated ones. Like you were always destined to be this person's parent, or you were always destined to do this for a living. You were always destined to, you know, to do these certain type of things. And now you're seeing new opportunities play out and you're able to have more fun and more joy, inspire and bring that to others as well. You're able to love more, enjoy more of your hobbies, adapt more hobbies as well that are centered in healing, clarity, and meditation. Doing that more and turning that into a hobby, making it something fun, or having just vivid imagination with it, childlike imagination, and being able to just enjoy life more. Overall, Scorpios, this eclipse, this Pisces eclipse is here to bring clarity to the things that bring you more joy so that you can take better risk on what's fated and destined to play out for you in this lifetime. Sagittarius, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your 4th house. So Sagittarius, you guys are going to be heavily impacted by this eclipse in Pisces, with you guys being Sagittarius, being ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is Pisces' ancient ruler. You guys are going to be feeling this energy in your 4th house of new homes, redecorating your home. Definitely fated things could be happening, like eclipses on your homes could be changing your home. You're moving, you're getting up, you're living somewhere different. You are different in your inner world. If you are not moving, you're different in your inner world, your inner security, your foundation, your roots, your family has changed, your hometown, your country. These type of things rule the 4th house, lineage, those type of things. This could definitely be a time where like ancestors, you can be having spiritual experiences from ancestors coming to you and having revelations, more clarity on your mission thanks to ancestors revealing certain things to you, whether it be in dream, meditation, or vision. Just seeing things more clearly in your inner world, having more security. Like you could either physical, you know, hire some security, or you could be securing yourself in some type of way, retreating in some type of way to where you are, you know, being private. This is definitely could be a big time where you're having a private moment where you need to be more private. Keep certain things in from others to help it, to heal it. The healing process could definitely be very isolated, very alone. During this time, you could be definitely feeling that, you know, isolated, alone while you are healing, while you are protecting your inner world, protecting how you feel deep down or how you feel emotionally. This could be a time where you could be emotional about family members. Family members are emotional about something, that some blessing, some ending, some karmic thing that has played out within your life. You could definitely be having karmic patterns ending or coming to a completion when it comes to like family members. So if you always came from a family that was poor, that could be ending, and now you're coming from an abundant family, or the family that comes from you is now abundant. This could be a time where, like, if family members were always sad or depressed or always alone in some type of way, you're healing that. Healing things from ancestors, feeling things, especially healing through feeling things, especially if like your ancestors couldn't feel, you know, they didn't have time to be depressed or feel sad and stuff like that. You could be feeling it for them and releasing that energy so that you guys can move forward and karmically release your lineage from certain things that have been, you know, just plaguing. This is huge energy for you guys being generational karmic breakers or generational leaders, and definitely just leading forward when it comes to your family, when it comes to mother and mother figures. You could definitely be having something fated play out when it comes to mother figures, people in your family that affect you. If you are a mother figure, you could be having something fated play out in your life, some type of miracle, blessing, ending, karmic release, or karmic pattern that has just always been happening that could be playing out, but it changes. Like, it's, you know, if like, say you come from a long line of women who were spiritual, but they were undercover spiritual, you could be the one that releases and brings light to your spirituality and what you do, and you don't have to walk in shame in it, and you release that shame that others had in the past, and you walk in pride with whatever that is that they had to carry. This could be a time where, like, you could be having new family members come in, when like DNA revelations, like, oh, you got a new nephew or something like that plays out, where something changes the family. Someone reveals that, oh, this actually wasn't your biological nephew this whole entire time, that type of thing. And it changes your brother's life, and it changes your life as well, because you thought you were an aunt and now you're not an aunt. You know, these type of things within your family could be changing, like where you find out that you were adopted. Fourth house does rule things of adoption. You could be adopting a child too as well during this time, or becoming a parent in a non-traditional way, to where like you choose adoption or you choose IVF, or that type of thing with like science, or at a hospital, or certain type of ways in order to create a family. You could be healing with your family, or healing with your family, maybe having a family. You realize that it has healed you in so many ways by having and building a beautiful family, the family that you've always dreamed of. You could be building during this time the family you've always dreamed of. You could be receiving news about home, people in your hometown that is life-changing, that you're coming home for something, especially if you, oh, this just warmed my heart. I know someone who's a Sagittarius. They're a Sagittarius sun, and right now they are locked up and in prison. And this could definitely be a time frame where we hear news that, you know, he's finally got a date set for when he comes home, or he gets unexpected news that he's coming home sooner than what he thought. Something like that could be playing out, where if you were a Sagittarius who was sick, or you had an illness, or you were depressed, or you were feeling stuck in some type of way, this could be a time frame where you receive news where you are being released from that, where the endings from this depression that has kept you or plagued your family. Maybe you being depressed has, you know, affected your family. Now they don't, you know, get to see you more often because you're so isolated, and you're releasing that depression, and now your family can see you more often, and those type of things. You know, you don't have to be locked up in order. You know, this could be playing out in so many different ways. You could have been a person who suffered from an illness, and now that illness is complete, you know, you've healed, you come back, you've been in the hospital, you've gotten out, you've been released, and now you can be around others, around your family, around your children more, and help them out and support them. This could be energy where you are feeling more supported by family, or you are being called to support a family member. This be a time where you're discovering new things about your roots. You get on Ancestry, or you hire an investigator to look into your ancestors, or you do the research yourself and you go to different bureaus and you look into your ancestors and you discover new things, stories that are inspiring, that are karmic. Like, I know for myself, when I was looking into my ancestors and my ancestry, I learned that alcohol is something that has been plaguing family members in my lineage. I've seen so many arrest papers. I mean, I'm talking about arrest papers that were written out in hand from the 1800s of family members who were drunk in public, and seeing those same themes play out with family members now, and knowing that it has also played out in the past when it comes to men and wanting. You have to understand, alcohol is so Piscean. Not only is it a liquid, but it's also spirit. You know, some people, alcohol is also known as spirit, and it can open a channel for spirits to come into you, or for you to act in certain type of ways based off of spiritual or how you're feeling, you know, just in that vibe. And this could definitely be a time where you're becoming aware of certain things, like addictions around your family members that have just plagued and that are ready to release and ready to go. Be a time where you are feeling more in love. You're supported by people who love you, whether they're blood family or not. They're people who love you. Fourth house rules things that we love. It rules our heart and sweetness. A time where you are feeling more sweet, or more sweet things are happening to you. Overall, Sagittarius, this Pisces eclipse is here to shed light on any illusions that have been plaguing your family members or your inner world, so that you can have a more clear and more strengthened foundation. Capricorns, you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your third house. So Capricorns, you could be experiencing news that is just shocking, that brings endings and blessings and miracles. Like, you receive some type of news or a phone call or an email from a relative, like a sibling, a cousin, niece, uncle, those type of people. Like, hey, you need to get to your neighborhood, you need to drive here, or something crazy, karmatic, amazing has happened for you to witness, for you to see, for you to think about. This would be a time where you are changing up, or just thinking about things in your mind, especially when it comes to like this Pisces and this third house energy. Like, you could definitely be having like a spiritual experience, or some type of revelation, some type of new clarity, clearing away illusions where you can see things clearer now, and you're thinking about, you know, your new phase, or thinking about how this is going to play out in your life. This is huge energy for you to be just thinking, having something on the mind. You could also be talking and communicating more, and something fated happened and now you're talking more. This is definitely a time frame where like some little baby Capricorns are going to be just talking more. I say that because my daughter is a Capricorn rising, and she is 3 years old. She's already she's talking right now, but our conversation is to where like a lot of times she is repeating. She understands half of the stuff, but other half she is repeating a lot of things. So I could definitely be seeing themes where she is just fully understanding, grasping more clarity on what's being said to her. And if you are not a child, so this could just be a time where like you are just seeing things more clearly. Like, you're able to hear a person more clearly, or see right through the lines of when someone is speaking during this time. having conversations that just bring epiphanies, that bring spiritual awakenings, that bring healing or miracles. You learning something from someone after speaking, and it just changes your life. This is a time where, like, a course, especially healing courses, something you do online or in your local environment that you are thinking about, that has you thinking, that brings a certain level of curiosity, is changing your life and bringing fated events. This is a time where, like, you could be thinking about your childhood innocence. The third house rules your childhood, and Pisces, you know, when you were vulnerable as a child, thinking about these type of things and connecting back with that childhood innocence energy in order to heal during this time. You could be doing something, if you have a child, something beautiful happens or plays out in your child's life, and now you're able to bring miracles for your childhood, because third house, like I said, just your childhood. It's not just the child, it's the childhood of the child. So some type of miracle could be playing out in your life, some type of blessing that helps you financially or mentally in a way to where you can give your child the best childhood ever. You're more wiser now, so now you can teach them certain type of things that will help advance, help heal them, help them mature and evolve into the person that they are meant to be. This could be a time where you have conversations that enlighten you, or you are interviewed in a certain type of conversation, and this interview brings karmic fated things. Now you can earn more money from this interview, or you're being seen more by others, and it expands you in some type of way. This is a time where the local markets could be changing up for you, online type of marketing. If you run some type of business online, these type of fated things could be changing, where you are gaining more clients, more business, especially if it's a healing business. But overall, if it's something that you are doing alone, there could be fated things that are happening where you are earning more. You're able to do more off this business. You have more clarity of how you should move forward in the business, or whatever endeavors that you are doing. Even if it's locally or an online business, this could also be a time where, like, where you work locally, something fated could be playing out. You know, you could be driving down the street and you see a sign that says $20,000 bonus sign on, we're recruiting, and it's for something that you want to do, and it's something local and you want to do it, and you're able to get that sign on bonus, and you're able to, you know, do whatever it is that is in alignment, and it's local. You could drive right to it, and it changes your life in a fated type of way. I've seen some recruitments for, like, the military, but like locally and stuff. I've seen a lot of that, and I predicted that too in my America solar return chart reading. You can find that on this page. You scroll down. But I predicted that there was going to be a lot more promotion of the military, and you definitely see that now. And you could be seeing in your life promotions, like ads. Third house rules ads, and you could be seeing ads that are just life changes, that are fated, that, you know, that you were meant to see that ad in order to change up something or have something play out in your life, something destined. You could be advertising something to others that changes their life. So maybe you have some type of healing remedy that you offer as a service, or as like something to intake, something to drink, especially something to drink. Like you have created something that people can drink and it helps heal them, that type of thing, and it expands and it transforms your life. This is huge for that type of energy. Something that somebody drinks, puts in their mouth, and you're talking about it, you're advertising for your business, and it gains a lot of expansion. It helps heals others on a grander scale, especially if it's, you know, something to heal others, help them, inspire them, rise them out of depression. And those type of products are definitely going to be pushed by the universe to have more abundance and be karmically playing out for others. This would be a time where you could be having speaking engagements that are transforming your life. You could be transforming others by the things that you say to them as well. Just changing their lives, bringing fated themes, completions, miracles by the things that you say. You could be at a speaking event or somewhere where people are speaking or talking, or somewhere in your local environment at an event, and something life-changing happens for you, or something life-changing happens while you are driving, while you are on your cell phone, while you are watching the news. You could be on the news for something. This is huge, especially with this eclipse, to where like you could be on the news behind the television screen with that Pisces energy, and people are seeing you on the news. Talk about something, be vulnerable about something, speak on an ending that has happened, that's played out. Speak on healing as well, your testimony as well, just speaking, period. In those type of settings, people could be seeing a time frame where something could be playing out for a relative that is fated and karmic, but it affects you as well. A relative like your cousins, siblings, especially siblings, your nieces, uncles, those type of people, relatives, something fated can be playing out and it affects you. So like something could be playing out for your nephew, and now you have to drive them around because they got into an accident or something. Not speaking that on anyone, but that type of energy could be playing out. So it would also be a time where like you are just, you know, something amazing happens to your niece, and you're able to call her up and congratulate her and show that niece some support for whatever endeavor that has happened, whatever news that you heard or that you received from them. And maybe this affects, you know, your family. It affects everyone. It affects people in your neighborhood, and people in your neighborhood or in your town are able to be seen differently thanks to this relative or something that has played out with news when it comes to that relative. Overall, Capricorns, this Pisces eclipse is here to bring clarity to the mind so that you can receive more abundance and more blessings in your life. Aquarius says you're going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your second house. So Aquarius says you could be having experiences around money that are fated, karmic, that are destined, completions. If you have felt like money just slips out of your hand, money comes and it goes, this could be a time where you complete that cycle of money coming and going. Money is doubling up. It is expanding your life, expanding your resources and the things that you want to do. This could definitely be a time where like you could be, you know, you randomly find $1 on the street, you know, and you just start feeling more lucky. Or this could be a time where you receive a bonus check, some type of money that helps you in life. You're able to invest in yourself because of this money. You acquire some type of life-changing asset during this time. This could be a time where like something crazy or weird happens or fated happens in a bank. Maybe you get a job at a bank and you create some type of new source of income from your job that you have, that your dream job especially. This will be a time where like you create some type of income from like either a business endeavor or a job, or just some newfound income falls into your lap, or just you've been trying to achieve it and you are able to acquire a new set of money, a new status when it comes to money, of how much money you make, money you earn. You could be receiving a gift during this time that is life-changing. So like a gift of like a ring, you know, and that's life-changing, and it changes, you know, your self-esteem. Now you see yourself as a higher self-esteem now that you are this person's wife instead of this person's girlfriend, that type of thing. Or you receive some type of gift and it makes you feel more loved by this person. You could be just receiving. The second house rules energy of receiving, of gifts, of acquiring assets, of your value, how you are valued. This could be fated themes happening around how you value yourself or how you value others within your life. Faded themes happening around your mouth as well. The second house rules your mouth, things you put in your mouth, especially with Pisces, things that help heal you, things that aren't healing for you. You stop. Maybe eating meat is not good for you and your body type, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to become a vegetarian, or I'm going to become a vegan. And this type of energy is huge for that, and it changes up, you know, what you put in your mouth and your overall health. It helps you heal more, have more clarity in your mind, less inflammation, especially if you eating a lot of these things, foods has like inflammation and just toxins in them, and you're just able to have a more clear brain now that you have released and healed certain things out of you. This could be a time where your self-esteem is affected in positive or negative ways, where you could be feeling yourself having a higher self-esteem during this time, where your self-esteem could be plummeting based off of something karmic that has happened, that has played itself out. You could be asking for money during this time, or like I said, receiving money. Certain things play out when it comes to money during this time, for sure. Whether you have to pay something or somebody pays you back. If somebody owed you something, you could definitely be getting paid back what you are owed during this time. If you owe somebody something, you could be setting up the motion to pay them off, or completely paying them off and being absolutely done with owing someone something, and just releasing that debt, that money wise. You could be a gift that you receive could be a blessing type of gift, or something connected to spirit. Maybe you receive your grandmother's old table and you are able to use it as an altar and repurpose it in that type of way, and it's brings you so much abundance, having this connection with your spirit team, your ancestor, in that type of way. And your ancestor is able to directly seat things at the table for you, more abundance. This would be a time where you could be locking in with abundance. New contracts and faded themes happen around money and how you earn money, how much money you can earn. If you are a type of person who you grew up and your parents who said stuff like, money don't grow on trees, so you believe that you couldn't acquire money so easily, you're releasing that. You're like, you know what? I can acquire money easily. Money does come to me, literally just grow right to me, right on a tree. And you are basking in that, especially if you've been doing the work to reprogram your subconscious mind around money, or around your self-esteem, around your values. You could be seeing the ending of that play out, where like now your inner world matches your outer world, and you're able to have the abundance that you've been speaking on, or that's been your birthright, thanks to divine timing or alignment or karmic endings that had to play it themselves out. Overall, Aquariuses, this Pisces eclipse is here to bring you some blessings to your values and your money. And last and certainly not least, we have Pisces. You guys are going to be experiencing this Pisces lunar eclipse full moon in your first house of self-identity, who you are, your appearance, your style. And the first house is an axis house, which means it's going to hit the first house, also affecting the 7th house, your 4th house, and your 10th house. So like you could be having faded karmic endings, releasings, healings, miracles play out in your, with yourself, with others around you, in relationships, within your family members, within bosses and your structures, karmic things that play out that restructure your life, that change your lifestyle. You could be healing during this time. You could be stepping into the role of a healer. You could be subconsciously releasing patterns. Everything that applied in the explaining of this energy applies to you guys during this time. So releasing karmic patterns that have plagued you, that have kept you stuck, you are releasing them and coming to a completion, and now you are able to perform differently, have more clarity, release illusions, receive blessings and miracles. A miracle could be playing out in your life or the life of others around you, and it affects you in some type of way. You could definitely be seeing things clearly now, that you've released liars, you've released people who are creating certain type of illusions around you, that are keeping things hidden from you, that you have karmic ties to. You are releasing them and having endings with them. This could be a time where you could be having crazy or weird dreams, or dreams that bring you more clarity. You could be receiving messages from your dreams, receiving messages while meditating, while healing, while seeking a certain type of service amongst another, like a spiritualist, a astrologer, a healer, a mystic, a tarot reader, any type of mystical type of being, person. You could be seeking work from them and having a spiritual awakening from it. You could be having a spiritual revelation as well. If you've already been awoken, just having another spiritual experience that enlightens you, that brings more forward to you, more forward to your life, something that you can expand on. You could be thriving from all the healing work that you have done. This would be a time where you are sensitive, more intuitive, where you are receiving visions, where your meditations are stronger. A time where you are releasing addictions, releasing subconscious thoughts that could have been plaguing you, like depression and isolation, releasing these type of things. You could be super imaginative during this time, having new things come to your mind, being able to manifest more easily during this time, or manifest a huge blessing during this time, or manifest multiple blessings. You could be bringing your dreams into reality during this time. Your imagination can be highly vivid during this time. This could be a time where like others are seeing you differently, are seeing you more clearly. You change up your style. Maybe your style is more fluid, more, whether that's gender fluid or just more, go with the flow type of style, more Piscean type of style, more clean cut and sweet types of styles as well. Something where others see you and they understand you immediately. They're like, okay, we know exactly what type of person you are based off of how you dress. Like maybe you dress more spiritual and people are able to say like, okay, that's a spiritual person. Or you dress in all black and emo or gothic and people are like, okay, you're goth or you're emo person. They could tell based off of the way off of your style. This could be a time where you get something done on your body that requires you to go to a hospital. So like something surgically done or something surgically removed, some type of ending around hospitals, around prisons, isolations, institutions, around oceans. Maybe if you were a person that was scared of going on a cruise because you don't want to be out in the ocean, you could be releasing that fear, that subconscious fear, and now you go on a cruise and it was so much fun, it was so life-changing, you meet a fated partner, your soulmate on that cruise, thanks to you releasing your fears. Like that type of thing could be playing out for you, where you release your fears and some amazing thing plays out for you now that you've released. You've made room for more now that you've been able to release or let go of something. This could be a time where you could be getting cosmetic surgery done. You could be getting something done to your face. First house does rule your face or your mind. reprogramming your subconscious mind, or getting something new like makeup or cosmetic surgery on your face to get your face tighten up, or Botox, or something where you would have to go to like a professional who is like a nurse or a healer or helper, or someone who service people, those type of people. You're seeking out that type of person to help heal your face or do something with your mindset that helps heals you. During this time, you could be seen as the light, as the brilliant person, as a healer, as a person who just operates in radiance. You could just be glowing and having a natural glow to you, and being able to go with the flow of life more easily, more steady, having things go more of your way now. During this time, really seeing the gifts of life come to you, completions that have been karmic when it comes financially or with family members, just seeing those in and being able to live a more abundant, beautiful, healthy, healed life. Standing up for the vulnerable, you being able to be in settings where you can be more vulnerable with another person one-on-one, and this is very liberating for you. You could be having a moment where you're one-on-one with another person and you help them be more vulnerable and you liberate them, and this was a part of something that you were supposed to do for somebody, and now that you've done that, you receive a blessing. Definitely energy where you're putting in and receiving back all double what you've put in. This is perfect timing for dream journaling, understanding your subconscious mind with a hypnotherapist, doing meditation work in order to connect with your higher self and your spirit team, your spirit guides. A time where you could be doing spiritual rituals or practices that help deepen you and align you with spirituality. A time where you are being seen as a more spiritual person, where you're sharing your testimony and it inspires others. It inspires you. The things that you've gone through in your past could be inspiring you, or others' past could be inspiring you to have a better future. Overall, Pisces, this lunar eclipse full moon is here to bring you more clarity, more blessings, endings and completions in this lifetime that will align you with your higher self. Thank you guys so much for joining my channel. If you just joined, or if you've been here, thank you for joining the ride. So many more videos to come. I know I skipped 1 week. I'm back to putting out videos once a week on astrological videos, as well as spiritual videos, spiritual advice. I am a spiritual minister. I do consultations, advice, weddings, funerals, themes, it's speaking engagements, themes that you would see a pastor or any other minister. Me as a spiritual person, my practice is ominous. I see the truth in all faiths. I see how we are all connected, especially through astrology and seeing the celestial bodies, seeing how we are connected, as above so below. So I see the connection between it all, and I preach and I teach that, and that's just who I am. And I want to get back to really embodying that for others, really embodying that. So I'll be putting out more weekly videos and more content things. So definitely seeing a lot of these themes play out in my life, and this eclipse is definitely going to be another huge one because I will be having it in the first house. I'm an Aquarius rising at the 29th degree, which puts Pisces in my first house. So I will be experiencing this in the house of self. So I'll let you guys guess how this could be playing out for me. Mind you, it will be the lunar eclipse full moon will be making a trine to my natal sun at 14 degrees Cancer on the Sirius star. And yes, I was manifesting during the Sirius star. And my sun will also be making a sextile to the sun in Virgo at 15 degrees. So it'll be my public, my career, these type of things will definitely be lit up during the eclipse. And I am so ready for, I'm so ready for this energy. So more serious about my role as the moon minister. So now that I've shared that and you guys gotten to know me a little bit more, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, you guys, bye.